Wholesale deals is a good way to get started because you could virtually eliminate your risk, and you really don't need money to be involved in real estate investing.
Hi everybody, Andrew Howie here with Pine Financial Group. Hey, if you found us here on Facebook, you found us here on YouTube, do us a big favor, hit the like button, hit subscribe. We're trying to grow this channel to help real estate investors just like you. Today we're going to talk about 3 ways to get a wholesale deal with no money down. And I'm here with my good friend Kevin Amolsch, who is pretty much an expert on this. Kevin, what's 3 ways to get a wholesale deal with no money down?
Howie, I'm so glad you asked. You know, we get questions all the time. How the heck do you get started in this business? How do you buy properties with no money down? Lots of videos on the YouTube channel about that. Check out some of the videos on how to do it. Here's one way. Wholesale deals is a good way to get started because you could virtually eliminate your risk, and you really don't need money to be involved in real estate investing.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So the first one, we're not seeing it as often, so I'm going to start with this one, and it's a dry double close. So when I say double close, Howie, what I mean is if you're a wholesale investor and you find a fantastic opportunity, but you don't want to do the rehab, you might want to have another investor come in and do it, and you just want to make a little bit of money. So let's just use some numbers here. $100,000 contract, you want to make 10 grand, you get the contract for 100, you sell it for 110, you keep the difference. That's how you would do a typical wholesale transaction.
Right.
So on the dry close, look, you got a contract on the house. You can't sell a house you don't own, right? So we got to figure out how to close this transaction. So a double close would be you buying the property from the seller, selling it to me as the real estate investor on the same day or at the same time. Now, when I use the word dry, what I mean by that is the funding comes from the your buyer's lender. So if we're the hard money lender in the transaction, I have a hard money lender funding my deal. They wire in the money, it goes through our transaction and funds the first transaction, you closing with your seller, and then you can close with me. So you would never need to bring in money to close on that deal.
So that can happen at the same time.
Happens at the same time. So they close side B first, we fund, you walk next door, you close side A, the money just flows through.
Easy.
Used to be really common, guys. We're not seeing a lot of dry double closings now. A lot of title companies are shying away from that because there's some liability there. Because really you are closing a side B transaction first.
Right.
So now we're seeing more wet double closings where you would have to bring in a loan, close, and then close with your buyer.
Right.
But you know what, Howie? You don't even need to double close a wholesale deal. So a second way to do a no money down wholesale deal is a assignment of contract.
Ooh, that's a good one, yes.
So as long as you're dealing with non-bank sellers, so motivated sellers, maybe they're going into foreclosure, there's a divorce, there's something causing some motivation, and you are sitting at the table with them, you can kind of negotiate anything you want, right? So if you have a contract that is assignable, meaning I could transfer the contract to my buyer, you could just assign the contract for $10,000 and they can close instead of you.
Powerful stuff. Yeah, I think we saw a few more divorces after COVID, didn't we?
I think so.
Those kind of were traveling
more babies and more divorces.
Yes.
Weird. I don't know how that works.
That's right. Depending on what side you're on.
The third way, Howie, is you can assign a non-assignable contract. So this, you started seeing more and more of these when 2008, 9, and 10, when banks were like, we don't like wholesalers making money on our projects. We're going to eliminate wholesaling, so we're going to make it non-assignable.
Right.
So you see a lot of that with the REOs and bank-owned stuff. So the way we see this is the wholesaler, you, in this example, creates an entity, like it's a trust or an LLC or something like that, and you contract under that entity. Then instead of wholesaling your contract, you just flip the entity. So I'll take ownership of the entity for that $10,000. Now I own the entity, and I'll close on the contract with the seller instead of you.
Awesome. Yeah.
I know it's kind of complicated. There's more videos on this channel about wholesaling with LLCs and trusts, but that is absolutely one fantastic way to avoid the non-assignable contract and to close on wholesale deals with absolutely no money out of pocket.
Powerful stuff, Kev. Guys, if you're looking how to find us, check us out at pinefinancialgroup.com, or you can call us at 303-835-4445. Reach out. We'd love to talk to you.